Well, I don't know if you can hear it or see the fog that's on the lens here, humidity like crazy, but it is storming. Now, that's not the storm that we're going to be talking about today. There is a new report that just came out now. Sources say there's 1 week to decide what the next step is. We're going to talk about what that 1 week is and who's it for. They're saying there better be a change happening or we're going to change it ourselves. Now, what am I talking about? Well, it deals with the president. Let's jump into it. Today's video starts right now. Hey guys, welcome to the Max. Thank you so very much for being here today on this wet, nasty day here in South Mississippi. You can tell by the humidity on the camera and also the sounds of rain. We're getting a good storm, which we need the rain, so I'm not complaining. But today we're going to be talking about another storm that is brewing that just came out. Now this report is from sources only. It came from a Telegraph report from Mario Nafal. We're going to touch on that, and then we're going to talk about the ramifications of what that actually means, how this actually could be bad news for the former President Trump, and then what it means for Biden and Kamala. Now let's jump into it. Before we do, if you are new to the channel, go down here, press subscribe, ring the bell, give us a thumbs up, please. That means the world to us and helps us stay in the algorithm here on this platform, and it helps share our message. Our goal is to talk about things that impact you, impact us, impact our families as we try to seek wisdom and how we navigate this crazy world. Now let's jump into the story. Mario Nafal, which always breaks news on X, coming from another source from Telegraph, says this. It says, Biden is given 1 week to improve or else. Now, can we believe what's going on, or is this kind of the push that's happening? I want to talk about it a little bit. We've seen Reid Hoffman. We've seen the former presidents. We've seen all these people, his talking heads, come out, and they are all saying, we're sticking with Biden. We're riding with Biden. It's just a bad night. He'll pull out. So everybody, quote unquote, are backing the president still. I think what they're doing is seeing what the polls are going to do after the debate. Well, right now, Trump has had a pretty good push from that situation. Now, you've heard people spin it. You've seen crazy leftist polls saying that he won the debate. Now, come on, folks. No one believes that the president won the debate. Everybody is saying that it wasn't the fact that Trump did good. Biden actually just beat himself. So that's exactly what took place on the debate. Now, here's the thing. This is how they always get something going. You hear everybody is sticking with them. However, then you hear these little sources. You hear the advisor, some former advisor, David Axelrod being one. You hear another big monster billionaire donor for the Democratic Party throwing it out there too. Here's what they're saying. Well, you know, it's maybe not too late to replace him. Should we replace him? Now, David Axelrod, which was basically the architect that got Obama elected, came out and said this week after the debate, well, you know, it may not be too late to replace him, but right now we're sticking with him. Did you hear what they're doing? They're trying to predictively program you to say this could take place. Now, remember, for this to take place, Biden has to be declared inept, or he has to step down for personal reasons because the delegates are already pledged to him. So now, if you remember a few months ago, I made a comment saying by August, you will see Biden out. Now, I will be honest with you. As a conservative, as someone who believes that Biden should stay in because I believe that's Trump's best chance of winning, I'm scared to say I think that that's what's going to happen. This report is getting thrown out there, I think, to test the waters. Politics, everybody's too scared to have a backbone, so what they tend to do is throw out something. And they say, oh, it's anonymous sources, anonymous this, anonymous that. And what they're actually doing is seeing how the water would be tested and how people feel about it before they actually do something. So it's kind of unprecedented to kick the president out. But here's the kicker. It's also unprecedented that we had a debate previous to the two conventions. Now, why was that? Let's think about it. Was this something planned already to throw him to the wolves to see how bad he, quote unquote, would do, so that way they can make a change at convention? Think about that now. Most debates own, president meaning left versus right, or just the two parties that are guaranteed to run for office are after conventions typically. They'll have primaries before, but typically convention after that debates. This one was before. I wonder why. Was it meant to show how feeble he is? Now, they're spending it right now. All the big donors and the talking heads are saying, we're sticking with him. It's unprecedented to try to change him now. I mean, but it's not too late, but we're sticking with him. Predictive programming. Predictive programming. Now, there's only two ways this could go from here. My opinion. You either see the fact that they do use the 25th, or you see that he steps down because of his health. If that takes place previous to this, a convention, or previous to the election, what actually happens is Kamala steps in. Now, I actually believe Trump would still do well against Kamala. I don't think that that's a problem there, Biden or Kamala. I think that is best case scenario. Run Biden. If they back out of Biden, it's kind of hard to step away from Kamala to at least finish the term out. I think that's the best case scenario for us. However, the rumblings are that Kamala wouldn't be the one on the ticket. Now, she would be the assumed presumptive nominee, so that means they got to find a way to get her out that doesn't hurt her. Well, I've said this a few weeks ago, that the only way to get her out is a few book deals, lots of money, and maybe guarantees to have this phenomenal job of a lifetime income. That would probably get her out. But who are they going to replace her with? Who are they going to replace this person who did so much for women, so much for, so much because she's not white? What are they going to do with her? Well, Gavin, to me, is presumptive. Whitmer, presumptive. But they got to replace her with somebody kind of like Whitmer, or what? Have you seen Hillary lately? Wow, it's crazy that she's showing up a little bit more now. So right now, reports are saying they're sticking with him, but there's little rumblings of these advisors, people like Axelrod, saying, it's not too late. Another billionaire Democratic National Committee member, remains anonymous, but did come out and say that he would support, someone else stepping in to take this role because he knows Biden's health may be deteriorating. That's a very light way of saying this man is sick. He's sick. It's not a cold like they were saying. There's some problems there. But here's what you're going to see. If this is true, give it a week or two, and you're going to see the biggest talking heads. Not the news. The news is already kind of turning on Biden. You're going to start seeing Obama. You may see Clinton. You may see Pelosi, Schumer. Some of them saying, well, we stick with him, but we know he needs to be home with his family. We know that he is not well. So we're looking to, of course, Kamala to finish out. And then we know that she has got a lot going on too, and she wants to get back to doing this and that and having a law degree and teaching. And then steps the bad news, I think, for Trump. Who is on the ticket? Trump fares very, very strongly versus Biden or Kamala. But honestly, as a conservative, Trump does not fare well when it comes to some of the other people that the Democrats may put in the wheelhouse to plan against him, to run against him. Also remember, this person, whomever they elect or nominate at this point at convention, if this takes place, they've not had bad news. They've not had the first debate to just got to get their feet wet. They've had the handicap, the easy button, because they're going to walk in, 2 or 3 months before election? A national election hadn't been really tried by fire, hadn't really had to deal with what Trump has or even Biden has. So they come in almost smelling like a rose. They didn't get tore up in nominations. They didn't get tore up with other people throwing stones at them from their own party. So this could be a bad play if this happens for Trump. Now, Douglas McGregor, which I respect wholeheartedly, this won't happen. But he said what he thinks would be ideal would be, let's move the election up. We see there's a failing candidate and it's too late to pull somebody from the DNC. We just need to move the election up. Now, will that happen? Absolutely not. But that actually makes more sense than trying to pull a candidate 2 or 3 months before a major national election. I think that's unfair to you and me because then we wouldn't know this candidate well. We wouldn't see how bad Gavin's record is and problems are in California, or Whitmer, or anybody else they choose to put there. I think it would make it very easy for them to slide on in and have a 2-month time, so a lot of stories couldn't be investigated, a lot of things couldn't be pushed on them, and it makes Trump look like the bad guy and new blood's coming in. We need this young, vibrant, new talent, not one of these old guys, so they can spin it to their ability and their benefit. Remember, they always have something up their sleeve. So that's why I think this debate was set up like this, and I think that's why the debate was set previous to the convention. It says, this is the report, it says Democrats have allegedly issued an ultimatum to Biden, giving him 1 week to revive his campaign from a disastrous debate performance, which raised serious concerns of his mental fitness. Now, it's not about age. There's people that are smart, that are older, that still are completely with it. Will it slow down? Yes, I believe everybody starts slowing down because our bodies are not meant to go to 500, 800, 900. It's meant to go to. They're actually, both candidates are over the average age of a male lifespan. So I don't think it's age. I think it's the fact of his mental fitness. It says, after the CNN declared Trump the winner of the debate, calls within the Democratic Party for Biden to step aside and favor someone younger. Listen to this. It intensifies from the donors. Donors are pressuring the president to withdraw, fearing his continued candidacy could jeopardize their chances of winning the election. Remember, you have some older judges, and they tend to be on the conservative side. So they need to win this election. Whoever wins this election could maybe put 1 or 2 more justices on the Supreme Court. We see just the crazy cases that's been up lately and actually have went pretty much towards the conservative movement. Have you thought about the 3 bombshell reports that came out dealing with, J6 dealing with the fact of the administrative state and also dealing with homelessness? All of them came out pretty much with a conservative victory there. Now, does that mean they're all conservatives and the Supreme Court's always working for us? Absolutely not. They didn't take up Bannon's case, so I think that there's a lot of things they need to do better still. But remember, that's a lot on the line for the next president. So I think Trump's best chance is to run Biden and Kamala. What I don't understand, and here's where I have the biggest problem, some of the Freedom Caucus and the conservative movement and even the speaker are all vying, saying, well, Biden is inept and we need to look at getting him out. What are they thinking? Republicans are literally cutting their own head off. Why would they ever say that? They just need to say, look, Biden seems like he's slowing down, but hey, he's the one they chose. He's the presumptive nominee, and that's who's running. They need to push that. Stefanik did that good the other day. She never said anything about him needing to go. They just said his debate performance was bad and that he would be the one running against Trump. That's the way that the conservatives need to push this. Don't try to get Biden out. That is a terrible move on the Republicans' part. So I hope that all House conservatives and House Republicans will hush and quit talking like that. Even some of the senators who are so-called with Trump are saying the same thing. And I'm like, what? You're actually going to cause a problem for the president if you get this man out. That means it's guaranteed that there will be somebody new running on the ticket. We don't want that. No matter what you think of President Trump, the best option he has is running against Biden or Harris. Anyone else is going to be a problem, I think. Because again, you still have RFK there. Remember RFK, and please remember, RFK is not a libertarian or conservative. He actually even said in an interview just yesterday that he would love to take over the DNC spot if they kick Biden out. Think about that now. So that shows he's nowhere near the conservative or libertarian vote. He's still a liberal. So there's a lot at play here. But if we got 1 week, let's see what happens in 1 week and see how dangerous this can get. Because they're going to do all they can to allow Trump not to have another term. Not only that, some rhinos and Republicans may be pulling against him too, especially if they're trying to get Biden out with the 25th way before now. That's not good. Guys, give me your thoughts. Let me know what you think about this video, about what this source is saying. It's anonymous, but let's see if it really comes true or not. Guys, thank you so much for watching. God bless.